Hi everybody, it's Honest John. Mitt Romney gave his big foreign policy speech today. Now usually when he goes into that area it's pretty disastrous, so credit where it's due, it wasn't a total disaster today. But if you paid attention to his speech, there really isn't that much difference between what he would do and what Obama is doing. Now I will admit that relations between Romney and Netanyahu would be much more warm and friendly. But that wouldn't really change our policy towards Israel very much. And do we really want a cozy relationship with that guy? No. We need to be seen as at least somewhat of an honest broker over there. Being Netanyahu's lapdog, as Romney would be, would harm our relationships with most of the other countries in the Middle East and possibly drag us into an unnecessary war. Now, Romney is fond of saying that hope is not a strategy. But as we saw in his speech to his rich fat cat fundraisers, that his plan, his strategy for the Middle East is to do nothing as far as Israel and the Palestinians are concerned and hope nothing bad happens. Mitt, like you said, hope's not a strategy. Let me explain something. The best thing that could happen for the Middle East, for Israel, and for America is a change of leadership in Israel if Netanyahu goes. So we don't really want to be propping that asshole up. Now, Mitt also talked about arming the rebels in Syria. This is already being done. It's a bit harder to do it than it was in Libya, because in Libya we could just airdrop stuff over there since the rebels controlled the eastern portion of the country and they could pick it up. We can't do that in Syria. If we airdrop stuff over there, it's going to wind up in the government's hands. So we have to supply them directly. That's harder, it takes longer, and not as much stuff gets through. And we have to make sure we're arming the right people. We really don't want to be arming jihadists or affiliates of Al Qaeda now, do we? Romney seems to be overlooking that. The rest of his speech was pretty much just platitudes about leadership. But that's one thing about conservatives. They associate leadership with bluster and tough talk. That's not leadership. It was quiet diplomacy, not bluster, that got our allies in line to help overthrow Gaddafi. I guarantee you, a Republican administration would not have been able to do that. And while Mitt talks tough about China, Obama is quietly forging military ties with countries throughout Asia, and this is making China pretty uncomfortable. They've even lodged some protests about it. Face facts, people. If you want bluster and tough talk, you'll vote Republican. If you want real leadership, you'll vote for anybody else. Thanks for listening.